Be everything. Yeah. All right. So, yo, what up, guys? I have got to do a thing. Just gonna bring that over there. I've got to open the stream up. You see, I've got to grab the stream itself. This thing right here. That one. That
There.
one. All right. So I've got the stream. I can now send this to some people. Send us around. Spread the word. It's pretty balling. So yeah, welcome to the stream. I gotta pull out chat for a second. Docs, chat, there we go. Oh, yeah, look, it's over here. Anyway, um, ooh, stream today. Last stream was an absolute mess. An absolute clusterfuck of things. As you can probably see at the bottom of the screen, we've got these goals flashing, so you can tell. Yes, I've actually got that all working. I went through and I reinstalled Visual Studio, and it's good now. We're good now. We're all good now. We don't talk. Just don't touch it, and we're good. So long as we do not fuck with the Visual Studio, it works, and I don't care. That's all I need it to do is to work. So goals for today: create in an interactable thing on the map. That says man. Yes, create an interactable thing on the man. Make a new render camera for the non-grid aligned pixels. I'll explain that in a minute. And create a bow, which will be a new type of weapon. So it's been a couple of days since I last streamed. I've got some DMs. Quite bold of you to start streaming while I'm in a car. Yes. So it's been, I don't actually know the exact amount of time since the last stream, but it's been a few days, I know that. Um, and I know it's cliche to say, but I have been doing stuff. So this looks pretty similar to where we were at last stream, with you can craft the sword and you can craft the red sword, whatever. So, what I'm talking about with non-grid aligned pixels, if you look very closely here, look at the sword. It looks like ass. Well, like, especially if I stand still, it looks really wonky right now. And the reason for that is because it's taking an already pixelated image, the sword, and then it's repixelizing it, or converting it back into pixels again, so that the pixels become grid aligned to this world here. But it also inadvertently makes it look like ass. So, I'm gonna see if I can fix that because I don't want the things to look this bad. They look really shit. I mean, it's fine for now because no one really cares about exactly how they look, but at least to me it's really annoying. So I wanted to see if there's a way I can fix that to make them look less shit. And of course, you have these things. Now, you might actually notice a slight difference here. I think I have to go back down because I think the enemies can't follow me up here. Yeah. So this thing does 12 damage, and this thing does 5 damage, but faster, right? So what exactly has changed if basically everything is the same? Well, number one, weapons actually, or like the materials actually do stuff. I don't think they did last stream, or maybe they didn't. I'm not remembering correctly, but I'm pretty certain materials did nothing before. They just kind of were cosmetic. Now they actually do stuff. But that isn't the I'm here. You're here without audio. How are people here without audio? That kind of defeats the purpose of it, doesn't it? Anyway. So next, I just yep, I have taken source place from last. I know. So there is a new type of weapon called the spear, and this is one of the things I was working on last time. And I'm here without. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Anyway, so these people are here, and we've got this new weapon here called the spear, right? What was that? The spear? What was what? The spear? April Fools. Ah, he got me. You got me. I gotta put this up on I gotta put this up on the You got me. Anyway, um so this is one of the new weapons. Now, this isn't it, because there's also that's right, bitches, there's another weapon. And this one is like a crossbow. You're a bit late, Buckaroo. So we've got a crossbow here. That one shoots faster, this one shoots slower for, 12 damage. But these are like the weapons that I've been working on. And what we've got to work on is you see these like broken pixels right here. I can't exactly show it, but I did take a screenshot of this because if you're in my Discord server, you of course get a sneak peek at all the shit I'm doing, right? So if you take a look at this, right, have a look at how this crossbow looks, like deeply. Stare at it with your soul, you know? Like look at this looks like ass. It goes boing boing. It should not. There should be not like a hole there. It should not be wonky looking. So our goal today is that's one of the goals is to fix that. Anyway, so I am actually very happy with how these arrows turned out. I might have to change up their texture a wee bit, but you see these textures, right? Like the arrow textures. There's something. Okay, this is a good example, right? I think that's been captured. If not, I can just send this in progress and announcements and zoom in on this so that you guys can see it. But you see this arrow texture, right? You might be like, oh, that's like a pixelated arrow with a pixelated trail. Don't let the game fool you. That is actually not a pixelated arrow, my friends. I mean, it might look pixelated, but to me, the creator, I know that it's not. Why is it not letting me click this? There we go. So if I go to the entity and then I find wherever the fuck arrow is, you might realize it doesn't exactly look pixelated here. Same with this particle system. If I, this isn't pixelated either, right? So those things, this is actually completely, just like a normal image, right? That I made in like 2 seconds using 2 triangles and a rectangle. But together, it makes a really cool looking arrow, you know? Because that comes together to make this. Makes this thing, and it looks sick. I like it. It's cool. Anyway, so next up, we've got to make. I think I kind of want to start working on the alternate rendering camera, because this is just really annoying to me. So I think this entire player really should be rendering on a non-grid aligned pixel system, but I don't know, and that's kind of a problem, ain't it? Should be fine, maybe. So let's get to work on this. So we know we already have a camera, right? We already have the main camera, and we already have the other sex camera, right? I need to get the pixel size of this one. I'm not sure what a good size for the sex camera 2 shall be, you know. So this is just another duplicate of the sex camera. This one will be the Shex camera, I think. This one will be Shex camera. And this one will be the non-grid aligned shitties. So how do I need to grab the what's like a good height? What's 2560 by 144? So it should be this number times 3. And you'll see why in a second. So 432 by that one. So let's go to the images. And I'll duplicate this render texture. Now this is render texture 2. Now this one will not be, because this one will be 140. So this one will be yet again the same rectangular image, but really big, high resolution. And this Shex camera will be rendering exclusively to this. I think I need to put this in output, render texture 1, right? Now there's a reason for this. So I currently have the Shex camera doing this, but I want to have you specifically. I need to make a new layer, I think. Add a layer. This one will be called the Shex layer, or is it just Shex for now? Right. So then the player is rendered on Shex. Yes, change children, because that'll make the sword all those on Shex, which is perfect. Because then it means I can make the where is it? What the? Undo that. I can make the fucking Shex camera only render. You see this culling mask? I can make it only render Shex, so it only renders the player. And I can make the sex camera not render Shex, see? So then what I can do finally over here is I combine these 2 raw images on the pixel render. I go to the scenes, no, I go back to images, and then I take the new render texture and I put it there. Now what this should do is this should overlay one on top of the other, right? So you've got the player here, but they're no longer grid aligned, they no longer have them grid aligned pixels. So now it actually looks good, you know? All this shit actually makes sense now. Now this does have the slight downside that anything I make on this layer will always be rendered on top of anything else. But I think for like the player and their weapon, that's probably fine. I don't think they need to be rendered underneath anything. And if they do, I can probably just make another thing to deal with that if I need to. So this is actually really good because it means we got all this stuff going. We also have the invulnerable soccer ball over there. So that already solves the thing. But now you can see the player looks bad because they're non-pixelated, you know? So what I've got to basically go and do is now go through and find a way to actually exist with these things. Now, you can see the, I mean, there is some slight pixelation on this, of course, because I can't render it because pixels always exist, but it's not completely destroying the image like it was before. Right, so compare this to this, and this is the improvement. This is the improvement, right? Like, it looks way better. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to do because I think it makes the game look way better. I don't think these pixels are too out of whack in terms of size. They should actually be pretty close in size. And that means that everything should look alright, it's just that they are no longer aligned to the same grid. Now, there is a slight issue, which you might be able to see here. And if I move my camera really slowly, you can see that the background moves in increments of 1 pixel, but this moves in increments of 1 absolute pixel on my screen, right? The background moves kind of like grid aligned, but now this camera doesn't. So we actually have to make something to fix that because it isn't. And I think I know how to do that. I think I know how to do that. So let's grab a script, a MISC. So let's make a C# script. This will be called Shex Camera. Yes, Shex Camera, or CM Camera. Camera. I'm gonna call it the Camera. So here we have the Camera, the Shex Camera. Jesus Christ, this is big. Oh, and it's also in here, of course. Don't save that. Close this. Close this. I had to reclose and open everything because it wasn't going to properly color it. Anyway, so now that we're actually in here, it'll actually start doing this. Okay, so let's grab a public transform. No, public It's a public transform. Why is it? Oh my god, I did this again. Why? Why do I have to do this again? Why? Preferences, external tools. Stop doing this. Stop undoing that, please. Is it? Oh wait, no, it isn't because it's in the gamer, is it? So let's can I save my layout? Gamer 2. Do I need to do that? You good now? Anyway. So now we should be able to go to the Shex camera, and now you can see this is what it's supposed to be doing. And this should highlight correct. Okay. So you get the public transform, and then this will be the camera baller. Now, I think I know how I'm gonna do this. It's kind of fucky, you know? Well, who's messaging me here? Gyats. Why does my phone autofill that? Yes. I think Bruce is probably addicted to Gyat. So let's do this in late update. So we're gonna basically say the transform.position. The transform.position is going to be equal to the camera baller.transform.position. But we're actually gonna do some modifications on this. So we're going to do some modifications on E so that this data is what we want. So right now this is just making them equal to each other. This is doing actually literally nothing because they are always like this anyway. The real kicker is making these actually convert from one to the other. So I think what I'm going to do equals a new vector 3. So this is just going to set it 0, but I'm going to start working on the X first, and then I can just copy this same logic over to the Y. So we have E.x. This is the fucking left right. So I should be able to multiply that by 16, then mathf.round divided by 16, right? pretty sure that's how that works. I'm pretty sure I'm not hallucinating how this math works, you know? Right? And then this doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do e.z. e.z. Right? So, oh wait, shit, that's gotta be the y. And now it should be grid aligned when I throw that onto the Shex camera. That should effectively make it so that it, when I say grid aligned, I of course am referring to the pixels of the main camera, you know? But hopefully what this should do is it should make it snapped the same way the other one is, so that they're always in sync. Hold on. Well, it's definitely snapping, but it's snapping at the same rate. That's what we gotta figure out next. The answer does not appear to be so. And that's because I don't actually know how the, grid snapping works. Are they just flooring it? I did round. Are they literally just flooring it? If so, that means I can actually give it greater precision if they are flooring it, which would make sense if they are. I just didn't want to assume that they were. But I think this will create some fucky behavior at 0, won't it? Anyway. Stop. You know, go away. Go away. I need to work on this. This is important. So, no, now it's way out of sync now. No. Okay, so it's not that. Wait. Or was I just hallucinating there? But I think round is probably the closest that we're getting to it, right? Yeah, no. I actually have no idea how it grids aligns. Round seems the best, but the thing is that it isn't perfect. And that is kind of annoying. I'd like it if the cameras matched and agreed upon this stuff. Actually, you know what I could do? Hold on, wait. I think it actually might be. Hold on. Let's see. I just have to get away from the enemies because they kind of fuck with it. No. Okay, but what if I put the same thing on this one? It was just a thought that it was a thought I literally just had, but what if I do that, right? So they should be teleporting together. Moving diagonally looks really jittery. But you can see that they are now way better aligned together. Right? You can see that when one moves, the other doesn't move. They move together is the point. I've just got to make sure this isn't, like, making the game unplayable. It feels very jittery moving like this. It's fine for now, you know? And I think it's just because the player is like that. Oh no, I just had a funny idea. What if, if I let the... Yeah, hold on. What if I took the main camera, right? And I did it to itself. This could be really bad. If I did this, I wouldn't actually need to do the grid aligning on the other ones because they are the child into this. I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked, you know? Wait, did it? No, now we're back to being now we're back to it being broken. Unless the issue was that because these ones have the children. So what if I put the Shex camera on main camera, you know? So that will basically what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to align the cameras so that they move together. So the player moves smoothly now, but no, it's broken. All right. All right. Worth a shot. I don't know. I don't know. It's fine for now. I wanna get the player back to being smooth because you could see while I was moving like with that one, the player wasn't jittering around. But when I'm moving like this, you can see the player's like like that. You know, it's like moving around kind of shaky. Um, it's not game breaking or anything. It's just kind of annoying, at least to me. Uh, it's probably not noticeable enough to be a concern, but it works, so I think that's good. And that's kind of one of the things that I really wanted to do because now the thing actually looks good. So we've got the fucking the thing. I'm not sure how I feel about the crossbow. I mean like the animation of it. It's the only weapon that doesn't really have an animation. You can see if I go to the R and then I go craft something, you know, if I make a sword, right, you can see that the sword actually does animate like this, right? And same if I convert this into a spear, you can see the spear also has an animation, right? So they both actually animate, but the crossbow actually literally doesn't do anything. It just sits there and pushes the player back, which I mean, sure, that works, I guess. I am happy that now these things are actually matching. I'm just not happy that it causes this really annoying looking jitter. I'll see what I can do in the future to improve it, but for now I think it's fine. If there's some way I can like smoothly interpolate between them, that would be nice, so I don't have to worry about this fucking thing, but whatever the case, it's fine. So you can basically kind of snipe these fuckers here. Or I can use the more heavy-duty one. Or I could make some kind of combination of the three. So yeah, these things actually can also be combined, you know? So this one, and let's say this one, and then let's say like this one, right? So let's see how these look. So this one as a spear looks like this, or as a bow looks like that. This one as a spear looks like this, or as a bow looks like that. This one as a spear looks like this, or as a bow looks like that. You know? So I actually like you can definitely mix and match these to your heart's content. You can be like, oh, I want a bow with a fucking red thing, or I want a bow with like a red thing, but only there. Functionally, these are currently identical. This one and this one are functionally the same because they have the same amount of gray pieces and red pieces, and the order at the moment does not matter. But if I add things in the future that are order dependent, then they will matter. But that's a thing for the future. That's not something for right now. Now, I wanted to see if I could try and work on a bow. So, do I still have my Krita files? Do I still have my Krita files? Because I have the bow in there. I might have to find it in PP Shures, you know. So let's open Krita. I'll stop screen sharing this for a second. Um, I kind of don't. I'm kind of getting distracted on that number one, on goal number one there. I kind of skipped over it because I was like, eh. I wanted to create some kind of interactable. Wait, is my okay? My microphone has been turned up a bit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyway, um, I wanted to create some kind of map interactable for the crafting so that you can't just do that wherever you are. I wanted to do it so there, but yeah, you can see I don't have any of those. So I'm gonna go File, Open, and let's see if I can find it. It should be in PP Shures. Yeah, I still have them. The only question is, yeah, itembase.kra. So, as you can see, oh shit, it does not like me being on the non-pixel art one. There you go. So, layer is invisible. Fuck you. So let's select, wait, wait. How do I get rid of this grid? I hate this grid. How do I get rid of it? I don't know. It's been like all of my Krita settings have basically been reverted, and I don't actually know how to do this. It's not this. Preserve alpha. No. No. Opacity? No. That's for the brush. Where's the grid? Hold on, I need to look this up. I'm not proficient at Krita. How to disable pixel grid in Krita. Fuck you. How do I disable the lines when zooming in? You can go to view show pixel grid. View show pixel grid. Okay. Anyway, so we have this bow texture. No, that's part of the sword. This bow texture here. I think this bow texture is pretty good. I think it's all right. Um, it's not perfect, I think, but it works. And of course, it can be split up into these three parts here, right? You got this one, you've got this bottom part, and you've got the middle part, right? So you can make bows of various types. So I'm going to go individually download these PNGs. So file, export. It's been a hot minute since I've done this. PNG. I'll throw this in downloads instead of in there. You know? Loss down to 1. Okay. So that's one, and then I just it's just a repeat of the same thing, you know, where I go to the export and then I PNG downloads. Okay, item base 2. Save. Yeah. And then file, export, item base 3. Save. Yeah. Anyway, all that does is give me access to those files, which I now should have in my downloads folder here. So I can go over to images, and I've been putting all of the basic, all of like these temp things for all these weapons in here. You can even see the original balls from the original crafting tests. But I'm gonna delete those because we don't need those anymore. Those are actually useless useless PNGs. So all of these are the textures being used in the game currently. So oh, that's a stream goal highlighter. So let's grab these 3 new ones from here. I also need to import something. I need to import one of those so that, oh, this is really wide. Why is this so wide? I need to import one of these, just, okay, buddy. I need to import one of these into here. Insert as new layer. Literally just so I can grab this color. Because I don't know what this color is by default. And same exact process where I just go like, fill, layers invisible, you know, where I just kind of put those in there, and then I go fill, and then I put those in there, and then I do this one where I fill those, and then I file, export, item base 6, if I'm following the same naming convention, and this one is file, export, base 5, I think. I don't remember the order that I did these in. File, export. It doesn't matter, the name. The name really doesn't matter at all. I just really wanted to make them, sure, save them. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. Eat my balls. I just need these images in here, man. So we've got these images. So let's go to the player. Actually, no, I think it's in Network Manager here. Yeah, I need to find the jizz though. Jizz. So in the materials list here, you can see we have the 2 main materials, and I have the parts. So let's go, bottom. No, this is a gray one. So this one should be bottom, middle, top. I know these the number on the thing doesn't match, but it doesn't matter. Bottom, middle, top should be it. That's what I'm going to be. I've been doing that for all of them. So it goes bottom, middle, top, bottom, middle, top. So this one is the bottom bow piece, then the middle bow piece, and then the top bow piece. And then the code, I need to be able to change the weapon to be this type. I already have the code in place to be able to use that array, so that's fine. The real thing I need to do right now is create a jizz keybind right here in jizzlol, but it's not open. So I go to the jizz, I go to jizzlol, and I just have these temporary keybinds that I've been using. I think did I scroll past it? Yeah, this. You can see this right here. Key code, let's just do B. MNB. BNM. BNM. I don't know what I'm doing. So this should let me now use the bow. Well, it won't do anything yet, but... Okay, well that doesn't do anything. I'm pressing B and that's not doing anything. Did I change the... Well, that would help. If I told it to actually set it to the bow, because bow's index 4. Yep. L is me. Anyway. I know it's super riveting to watch Unity load here, so let's go to the E and let's press B, and there we go. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot to do this. Hold on. All of you... no, point filtering. Apply. So it's just not going to do the blurriness. Because normally these pictures are actually really low quality, and so they're being zoomed up, so it's like, oh, they blur. So we've got this. Let's try doing this on these. You can see these working, you know. You can see them working. You can see them existing. So I can also put the bow in here, but you can see something ain't right. Yeah, something ain't right there. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I'm not an expert, but I don't know if the bows are supposed to do this. We must finish off the Harold Hardrada today. Later. Am streaming. So we've got the bow showing up at least, right? So we've got to basically take this and move it probably closer to the player. I don't know by how much, but probably an alright amount, you know. Oh, I've thought of how I can do an animation on the bow. Anyway, I'll do that later. Because it doesn't matter right now. I'll write it down though. Animate bow / crossbow with shrink stretch coon. There you go. I know what I'm talking about. So we have this. We now need to make this actually start doing stuff. Number one, we go to the player. Most of this is going to be done in the player controller. So you can see we have this code here. This is for handling the stuff. So I think we're going to copy the code for 6, but on 4. This is basically all just the exact same stuff, right? I mean, nothing needs to really change here. We're just saying no hit collider, so you don't hit anything manually. The player, we summon the projectile. The EP is so it knocks you backwards by a lesser amount. The hit collider, and that's all good. That's all good. This is just setting these up. So I could copy, just say that they both go to this case, but I don't feel like it for now. That's because they might need to change. So you can see these both go to here, but case 4 is actually going to be unique now, because 6 and 4 have different things. Because the transform.position, I think is being set, yeah. You can see this is being changed. I need to basically just change the local y to be like negative 0.5f. Actually, let's grab a more better representation of how far I need to move this. So if we say this is moving through the directly horizontal line here, let's go to the scripts, entity, player. So if we say it's moving like right there, you know, how far do we need to move this? I told it to go right here. So no, more like -1, you know? So -1. And now let's check that out in-game, and that should be good. For displaying the sword, or for the bow, it should also mean that when I left-click, it should shoot the bow, I hope. Yeah, there you go. So this is pretty standard stuff, right? This is just what's been going on with the bow. I don't think that damage... Oh, yeah, it's because the damage is not being calculated correctly. It's using the wrong values. But anyway, you can see the bow here actually does shoot these shits, because it's just using the same arrow code as the crossbow. But I actually wanted to change up how the bow shoots, because currently this is basically just the crossbow, but retextured, you know? And that's not very cool. That's not very cool at all. It's actually very mean. I want these weapons to be unique, so that's giving it the ability to shoot. What we need to do right now, though, is make it so that when you have different stuff, I want it to basically be like you hold left click to charge up a bow shot, and then when you let go of left click, then it releases, and the longer you are holding it down, the more damage it does up to like a certain point, you know? So let's see how I can do that. Let's say if you start an attack, if main weapon is not equal to null, you know? So if it's not equal to null, then it does this. And then I'm going to say, if main weapon dot fucking what? Item index is equal to 4, so it's the bow. You're gonna do this, else do this. So separate code, right? We're basically going to say, if you are holding left click, if you're holding left click and you are available to shoot, right? Here's how we'll do this. Wait, I need to put this back, yeah. So this is effectively getting duplicated. I'll comment this out for a second just so you can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna change this. So if you're holding left click and you're available to shoot, that's what this code means. That's what this code is doing right here. It's checking if you can shoot. Then it should wait. Is there any extra start attack code that determines if it can or can't work? If you're not holding anything, that's fair. But obviously, yeah, it only does this, so that's fine, and it doesn't return any other case. Got it. This should be fine. Anyway, so basically we just check if you can attack. And we just say, I need a float. Public float sex equals 0. Actually, I'll just say float sex equals 0. I'm gonna say like bow sex timer equals 0, right? Bow sex timer plus equals time dot delta time. So I can just see how long you've been holding left click, and then I see if bow sex timer is greater than or equal to 0, or greater than 0 rather. So if you were holding left click and you're no longer holding this, right? Meaning you stopped holding left click. It should then start attack. But I'm gonna say damage equals... Oh shit, I need to pass in damage, don't I? Okay, that'll be an override. So I can just gonna say double D if or say equals to 0 or -1, if D equals -1, D equals damage. Sorry, equals -1. So basically just checking the same thing, and then we say, actually this should, it doesn't matter. So then we, instead of anything that references damage in here, this should be D equals D equals D. Did I do anything else? I hope not. There you go. So this should effectively multiply the bow's damage based on how long you were holding down the left click button. I don't think it's currently slowing you down, which it should. Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's currently a bit OP, you know, because you could hold down left click, so it's increasing the damage, right? And then I can go do this, and it does like 101 damage, 170 damage. So, you know, whatever. This is definitely what it's supposed to be. And that's because it's firing it at every possible opportunity. Oh, I know why. Okay. So, this should still be being checked. This should just always be being checked. If you can do this... So basically, if you're available to shoot, then it does. It only checks this for if you're available to shoot, and then we'll also say on the move speed, set move speed, or bow sex timer is greater than 0, right? So you also slow down while you're holding down left click. So this should mean you're only allowed to hold left click. Oh shit, but start attack also needs to reset bow sex timer, but that's something I'll do in a second, you know. So I can hold down left click and I shoot it for 17. I think it's because currently I'm not resetting bow sex timer. So let's check that out. So let's go to the start attack and I just say bow sex timer equals 0. Actually, I'll put it at the end of sex timer or start attack so that it, I'm just gonna put it at the end, you know? There you go. So now, boink, that does 9. Or I can hold it down for longer, and it does 20, you know? Or I can hold it down for, let's say, a long, long time, and it does 33. Or I can tap it, and it does 0 or 1. But that's because currently it's not doing a baseline amount of damage, and that's not really how I want this to work. So let's work on how bow scaling should work. So I think bows need to have these custom effects. So let's do some stuff. So switch main properties. What should the baseline damage of a bow be? You know? Case 4, you know? We can make new properties up here if we need to. I think one of these ones is a public float spread should be back up here. And spread should be set to 15. Spread equals 15f. Whatever. So what should the base data of a bow be? I think I want to make... Well, I need to figure out how the scaling works. So let's do... public float. Or let's say private float. Just for now. Max bow scale. Max bow mult, I should say, equals 2f. And then bow charge speed equals 1f. You know? And then damage will be base. So damage is base. So I think it should do 5 damage per attack baseline, right? So it does 5 damage. The attacks per second is the reload speed, rather, of the bow. So attacks per second is the reload speed of the bow, and charge speed, bow charge speed, charge... I think these are both good, but I'm gonna put them up with the others and make them public, you know? So I'll say max bow mult equals 2f, and bow charge speed equals... So I can then change in here how this works. So let's see greater than 0. Actually, let's find bow sex. Fun stuff. Anyway. So bow sex time, bro. Okay. So this is going to be plus equals times bow charge speed, and then we say if bow sex timer is greater than bow max or max bow mult, bow sex timer equals max bow mult, and then damage times equals this plus 1. 1 plus. You know? I think that's what that means. That's right. So it could go up to, so it'll range currently between 5 to 15 damage, right? So if I just tap it, 10? 10. Am I hallucinating? Bow sex timer would be like 0-ish. It would not be greater than the max bow mult. So it's damage times equals 1. Here with audio now. Debug.log. Bow sex timer. I also deleted that. Somehow that number is being set to 1 by default. It should be 0 when you start shooting. .02, right? plus 1. Yeah, I see you, Eject. You said Milo. I'm here with audio now. I saw. What do we gotta do to get the custom baller YouTube emoji? I don't know how to get custom YouTube emojis. If I can, that'd be very cool. Why is it damage then? That's being set to 10? Not equals. Plus. Damage. You know, is it damage that's being set to 10? But why would the damage be being set to 10? I thought I set it to 5. Specifically. Oh. No. Yeah, no, I specifically said damage equal 5. What? So the damage should be 5, unless I'm very much hallucinating. Damage equals to 10. Why is the damage 10? But, hold on. Is it still 10? It's still 10. So it's gonna range from 10 to 30, from 10 to 30, you know? Why is it 10 though? What's causing this blasphemy? I think I just clicked insert. No, I ended it. Okay. So damage equals 10. Oh, I got it. It's down in the parse material. It's because the current material is modifying the damage. Yes, it's adding 5, I think. So let's check that actually. I can check that. If I make a new one, and then I convert this to a bow, you know? Tap fire should be 5. Oh, okay, that was it. That was dumb. So okay. I have a couple extra ideas I want to do. This blasphemy? I don't know what you're saying is blasphemy here. So I can now charge this up. So either I do like 5, or I can hold this down for a couple seconds and then 15. But right now you have no way of seeing how much you've actually charged it. So that's where one of my ideas came in. Put this. So let's set the local scale. Wait, shit. What is the local scale? Oh. Okay, well I should only need to change the X, right? So that's good. Equals 1, 1, 1, right? And then I set the local scale. Player controller. Yes. Anyway, so I set the local local scale equals this, but we're gonna do a lerp here. So we're gonna do mathf.lerp. Now this is actually a real use of lerp. I accidentally used it from like another different value. So at 0 it should be 1, and at max it should be like 0.5f, and then the value should be bow sex timer over max bow mult. Seems good, right? So the bow should shrink as it charges to maximum. Like that. Is that too much? I think that might be a bit too much on the shrinkage. I can reduce the amount it shrinks. Let's say it's only 0.7 that it goes to instead of 0.5. So it's definitely still shrinking, just less, you know? So you can see it like actually shrink like this. And of course it'll do 5 if you click, but that's not very efficient. It takes a while for these bow shots. So wait, this is definitely slower than this, right? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not sure which one will be better. I hope neither. But this should give you a variable range of damage, because I can charge it for a slight amount, or I can charge it for a large amount. Currently it's not that efficient to use this bow. The crossbow is just objectively better. But, I mean, if I make one out of, if I go back to this, and I make one out of these, you know? And then I convert this to a bow. I think this is a quite a bit better because yeah, that can do like I think up to 60. Yeah, it can do like 60 damage in one shot, dude. That's pretty wild. Well, that is to say a bow with this specific material can. I don't know if I want to add a more clear indicator of what this charges, and I want to make the a special property on the one of them. So let's go to parse material. Right, this is basically assigning the data. So let's say that on number 4, specifically number 4, a new data is being added to this, which is to say it doesn't just increase the attack speed, it also increases bow charge speed by plus equals 0.25f. You know, so you can choose to make it the gray material, which charges faster. I think it's 75% faster that it charges. Which is pretty good. So it takes not nearly as long, and we can check that out. So we can say it takes a full 2 seconds to reach that max damage, or we can use this one, right, which should charge in about a second, like just over a second, you know? So that's pretty good. That's pretty good so far. I might need to change the base stats of some of these, but I also don't want to let you just spam the bow, so that it's like a lot better than the crossbow. Like spamming the bow, I don't know, as opposed to this one, which has like a base 20 damage. I think this is good, you know? Because then you can also get like the spear out here, and you can spank them with that. So that's a new weapon type right there. I also wanted to make this fucker, animate slightly. And I should be able to do that using the same thing. So let's go to the player controller, and remember that thing where I did the lerp, but on the transform. I'm gonna try doing that again with the crossbow. So let's do case. I don't know. I see to find where I was doing all those things right here. All right, so this thing, but I do it on number 6. And on number 6, we don't do that. Well, we kind of do it, but we do it on a different scaler right here. So this one should be, what even? Out of 1, maybe? I'm trying to think of what it would be. We'll divide it by 1. Oh, shit, yeah. I think it might just be G. We'll see about that. I could try doing 1 minus G to see how that works. So I just wanted to make like a little like animation on the crossbow so that it looks like it's doing stuff. Well, that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all, actually. Why is it not doing that? Because that's the spear. And that's the crossbow. Unless it's trying to tell me that G never changed. Which is not true. If I set it to 0.0f, it should be extremely apparent. There should be no possible room for confusion over that value, right? Like, it'll always be... You saw that for a split second, right? Am I hallucinating? Does this not change this value? F equals 1. Oh. So it actually is F2. Alright. Alright, let's try that value then. So let's try F2. So let's do this. But I'll do F2 divided by that. I might need to swap around some of these values or make some of them negative, but right? So you can see it gets smaller whenever it shoots. I wanna maybe reduce the amount that is getting smaller to maybe 0.8 or something. But this at least makes it more visually interesting whenever it fires. I could theoretically change some of these values so they're less harsh. But I think that's good, right? Like when you're using the crossbow, it's like this. Doinko. Seems good to me. Unless I want to make some, unless I want to change how this works, so like I do F2 times 2, you know. Because what this will do is this will make it whistle baby. This should make it theoretically reach its maximum size before the thing is complete. Because this is, I don't think it can go above 1 in the lerp, so it should be good. Am I forgetting how this works? I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah, no, it would be F2 over. It doesn't matter. Whatever the case, I think it's fine. It makes the crossbow a bit more visually interesting whenever you use it. And I think that's probably all we really need. It's just something to give it a little extra flair like that. Literally just so that it looks a bit more interesting whenever you shoot it, so there's at least something going on. Like you can see that like even if it's not doing a whole lot, it's at least something. What else do I need to do? I think that's actually pretty good in terms of what the crossbow needs. And in terms of the bow's needs, that's also pretty good, although I need to check their spawn position. I haven't really been looking at it. Oh, that's actually good. Yeah, it's like right there. It's right on it. Right on, dude. I probably gotta get rid of some of these fucking debug statements. Hit background. Delete. Delete. So that's just a lot of the things kind of telling me various datas about them. Oh wait, I also need to get rid of the fucking damage thing, the debug that I made. Damage or debug.log. Bow. There you go. So that'll get rid of all those debug statements that were cluttering up all that area. So that's actually quite the good haul for even just now. I, for one, am quite enthused. Personally. Because now we got, I mean, not only do we have these things, like, actually good, but we actually have quite the good selection of items now. So we've got let's make a new one. So let's make all the possible items. Not all the possible items. Let's just say like the base items. So we got the sword, right? And then we have the sword, and then we have the sword, and then we have the sword. But I can change this one into a spear, into a crossbow, and a bow. So that is now 4 unique weapons that actually exist in this game, which is actually very sick. And I'll post a teaser of that in progress and announcements, you know. But that is now 4 whole weapons that exist, and that's pretty sick if you ask me. Because you got this thing going, you got this thing going. The bow is interesting. I actually think the charge mechanic is quite neat. I might add a bit more of a visual indicator on how the bow works whenever you use it, because currently it's a bit suspicious. So you can use like the crossbow to shoot a bit faster, or I don't have a full red one, but I can just make one by doing that. So this one uses so it's a slower shot, but it's 12 max, right? But max bow is hilarious. Red bow is hilarious. It does 60 damage. It takes 2 seconds to charge up for it, but it does 60. That might be a bit nuts. Whatever the case, though, that's good. Then again, these materials are basically just temporary, so I can test out various effects on how they work and what they do. Of course, adding a higher max charge would mean that or a max mult would mean that the bow takes longer to get to its maximum, but when it is at the maximum, it does more damage. So effectively, it's just increasing the amount at which it can eventually multiply to. You can see it's very squished right now. Boink, because it does 60 damage. If I do that again, I'll be able to kill, like, all of these in one hit. Okay, one more. Because I only hit, like, half of them. There you go. Wacky. Wacky stuff. Anyway. I think that's very cool. Next up is to make the fucker. I don't think you should have direct access to your... I mean, you can have access to your inventory and what you have equipped. I don't know exactly how I want to do that. That's something I've been kind of debating. Is like, should you be allowed to modify what you have on you during the run, or should that be exclusively out of the run? Because I'm not sure if you... I'm not sure. That's the thing. So, like you've seen me doing it a lot, right? Which is basically going into my inventory and taking a look at what I have selected and kind of swapping it out for something else. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe you have 2 slots of things you can equip and then you can switch between them during the run, but that's all you can do until you get to the main base, in which case you can choose like 2 other things, like maybe I want a spear and a bow, or maybe I want like a sword and like a crossbow or something. So I'd have like 2 things equipped. Generally speaking, a melee and a ranged is a good spread of things, but you could do both ranged if you wanted to. You could have a crossbow and a bow if you really wanted, so you can alternate between fast, low power, or slow, high power. Or you could have both melees, like a short melee one, like the sword, or a big melee one that's longer, like this one. Whatever the case, I think it adds a bit of extra stuff. So, if you wanted to say the amount of unique builds there is, what's 45,000 or 48,000 to the 2? Oh, okay. Just that many. That's cool. So if I wanted to go advertise. Oh wait, shit. Wait, what's 1.008 million? 1.008 or say 100,800 to the 2. Ah, okay. Well, if I wanted to say this number, right, which is I think is a trillion, if I'm not mistaken, 1.1 trillion or 1.01 trillion. So if I wanted to say you could equip 2, sir, remember, I don't know if people knew about my hypothetical scenario that I was talking about in progress and announcements, but I'll bring it up. I was doing some math, right? Which is to say that if you have 20 materials that you can choose from and 6 weapons you can make them into, that gives you 48,000 unique crafts, right? 48,000 unique things you can make. And I also described, I didn't talk about it, but I also did this out, like, off thing, which is I was thinking of having an idea where you can, like, infuse like later on in the game, like a late game thing, you can infuse an extra material onto the things you've made, you know? So that would give you a 4th slot, which brings the amount of unique crafts up to 1.008 million. And then if I gave you the ability to bring like 2 weapons or something, or maybe I could even increase it to 3. For even just 2 weapons, the amount of unique builds you could have is over 1 trillion, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Pretty cool indeed. And that's not even bringing up any of the other lot of other things I want to do. So I want to make it so that this menu specifically, you need to go to like an interactable thing for. So how should I do that? I don't know. So let's make like a little dude here. I need to probably make a misc script. Misc create script interactable. Public string type equals crafter, right? So this is the thing that'll let you craft them. And this will basically just be, I need the dist method. It doesn't matter. I could just say if, transform.position minus, player controller dot instance dot transform dot position dot magnitude is fuck you dot magnitude is less than or equal to 1 plus transform dot local scale x is less than or equal to 1. So if you're in 1 distance of it, let's say 3 distance. Actually, I'll make a public float. Public float interact distance equals public float interact space distance. Interact distance. I love how I can just always spell the word interact. Anyway, so that changes the interact distance, and let's just say it's equal to 3 by default. So this will be what happens when you interact with them. And then we just say when you interact, I'm just gonna make a public void. Public void interact a public void interact, and it's this thing, and it just says interact There you go. And then, okay. So in the gamer, you know, we have all this shit, right? We have this. This is no longer going to be a possible thing you can do. I think I'm fine with you opening the menu for now, the inventory and the equip slots. Maybe I won't let you do that mid-game. Maybe it'll be something else. But for now, at least, I mean, actually, we could say that you can maybe you can do this in the hub, in the main hub of the game, but not right now. So let's go to the jizz container. Oh wait, shit. Hit balls, interactable. Okay, so switch type case crafter. So if you interact with the thing that's a crafter, then we're going to do this. Well, actually, I just realized this isn't actually checking for if you interact. If eco or input manager dot ins or dot is key input manager dot game keys interact and that. There you go. So this will interact with it, and then we basically just say var g equals gamer.instance so that I get the main thing. I go g.checks1 g exclamation point g.checks1 g.checks2 g.update menu, right? So this is all public stuff that they're able to do, but I also just need to say that g.checks0 is also equal to true, so that it always opens your inventory in the crafter. Anyway. Next up, I need to make this actual keybind. So I copy paste that. So where is input manager? Don't have it open, so let's go grab it. Well, of course I would grab it if I could, but I can't. Because why not? Input manager, there it is. All right. Ignore that. Where's my game keys? So I think inven is E. What should I mean, at least for now, I'm going to say interact is F. Interacts, yo shit. Or let's say it interacts with yo shit. That's a nice one. I gotta make the lang file actually do stuff, but there isn't really any text besides the craft button. So for now it's fine. I need to probably make like a thing that lets you easily like that. Anyway, so all this stuff. We have all of this stuff here, and nothing to interact with. So let's make a little thing. Let's make a new obstacle over here. Sorry, let's make a new obstacle over here. This one. Oh, I duplicated the background. Okay, we make this obstacle over here. So this fucker right here, this guy is evil. He's evil Mike, you know. So you want the crafter, you go to the fucking orange guy, right? Because of course they are. Orange people are always the people who craft shit. That doesn't sound racist at all. So let's grab the fucking interact guy, and that's the crafter interact distance 3. So theoretically, when I press F, nothing should happen, and my old keybind of R clearly does not work anymore. F should also do nothing. But if I get close, it also does nothing. Why does it do nothing? Why are you not doing anything? Well, let's check. So, interact is key code F, so clearly it's getting this. Debug dot. Let me just debug to log this. Like, it could just be a case. Oh, it might be the while. It's, fuck you. It's this again. Alright. Var E equals this. Var E2 equals this e dot z equals 0, e2 dot z equals 0, e2. Fuck me, man. Sorry, it's because the player and the obstacles are at different z levels in the world. Because they are like if you think like up, down, left, right, they're actually quite far apart, like back and forth, like towards your screen or away from your screen, not up, down, or left, right. You know, the third dimension, because they actually exist in 3D. So now if I press F, yeah, it actually opens. Oh well, yeah, that's because it's not doing is key down; it's doing is key. So let's do is key down. Same thing. Anyway. Currently not. There's no like prompt or anything to tell you that you can interact with them, but that's fine. I'm not really there for that right now. I just wanted to make something that actually lets you interact with it in the first place, and it only does it when I get like right up against them, because it's not that big of a range. I actually don't know why. Oh, I did the reverse. It should be that one. Yeah. That's why. It was subtracting 1 instead of adding 1. Or subtracting 0.5 instead of adding 0.5. Wait, but that would only increase the distance from to 2.5, which I guess makes sense. It's like right around there. Anyway, now yeah, that's much more what I expected in terms of the range. But I should just say whenever you press interact, if g dot x1 if it's enabled. Actually, wait, what am I doing? I can just say this equals exclamation point, or even better, this just equals this. No, do not give me the definition of a boolean. I'm going to paste that. There you go. So this will basically open and close everything instead of just the crafting menu. So what you saw was happening is it would open the inventory and open the crafting menu, but then when I pressed interact, it would just close the crafting menu but not the inventory. So now, yeah, you can see it brings up and opens everything, right? Now I probably want it so that you can't just walk away while you're in this menu, but I don't know. For now, it's fine. And you can only, I mean, you can open that one freely. But you can't open it while you're in there. Anyway. But wait, let's say if I go to here, does it correctly do this? Correct, dude. Correct. All right, buddy. So that's what we wanted. So I can go to E and the I, and I mean, I still have all my keybinds to fuck with all these data points, but it should be 50% faster charging, but it still has high damage, so 30 damage. Increasing it. Does each one increase the max damage by 15? I think it does. Oh, I've reached the border. Oh, what are you gonna do now, bitches? Can't get me now, huh, boy? Anyway. That's because the area these things have to walk around is not that big. If I have a look at the background, right, this thing, and I bake it, you can see this is the area that they have that they're allowed to walk around in. Because I'm just not letting them move in a giant area with nothing in it. Well, because there's no need. I will obviously increase the sizes I need to with the size of dungeons or whatever, but the AI has no need to move outside this area right now, so they're just bound to this area. Anyway, so I have some stuff to do. I kind of didn't expect to get through all that this quickly. I kind of thought it would be a bit longer. So that is all of the main 3 goals that I wanted to do today. That's kind of everything I really had planned. I didn't really have too much else in terms of like things I was like, yeah, I need to get this done today. That was basically it. And I'm actually really happy with just this already. I mean, improving the crossbows is nice and making the bows cool. I still want to do more though. I want to do a bit more if I can. Maybe I could try making a different kind of why'd you say wait? How did I not notice the wavy blue? Yeah, I know, it's because nobody told me about it and I was like, eh. I think I still, do I have it open or did I close it? I had it open before the stream, but then I was like, eh. Because I don't know what to spin for today. And eject isn't even here. Wait, is eject even here? I mean, oh, that's why. That's why I forgot. It's because eject is fucking muted, and I was like, well, shit. Anyway, I can spin a wavy blue for you. Do I not? I still don't have it pinned here. I probably should bring it over because then I have to go find it in waivers every time. That's ballers. Where's waivers? Waivers pinned. So we have this picker wheel. Unless I did. What is this? Explosion. I don't know what this is.
It fixed the can. It really got close to it. One of the more satisfying things to do in Doom is blowing up stuff.
Why
Large
is
purple
this
things,
in my
turn them
bookmark?
in.
Anyway, I don't know why that's in my bookmarks. Oh shit, I just realized the audio output's not even set to my headphones, which that's the wrong one. Shit, there we go. So we spin the wheel. We pin the seal. Let's grab my wavy blue out here while I wait. What do we get for today? Shit brown, yo. Do we want to keep shit brown, Source? I mean, like, do we wanna keep that? Cause I can. Where is the abstract? Oh, I had it set to red from before. Filters. All right, we keep shit brown. So let's make a color correction, and let's see how well I can do with this. So, I think I need to go to orange. Actually, let's see how long this takes me to do because this one could take a minute. It's kind of a complex color to do because I can't just like. Oh, I can. Okay, never mind. That's kind of not shit brown. That's just kind of like that though. Can I turn down like the gamma or something? Oh yeah. Um, contrast. That doesn't really help. I'm just kind of fucking with these sliders, to try and get this to be right. Really channeling the energy. I can add a color. Ooh, that's probably a good idea. I can go orange. Like just add a bit of extra brown layers on top of this. But I need to get this to be real orange, like this. Alright, that'll just make everything a bit more brown. And I think that's your shit brown for today. So now everything's really shit looking over there, right? I think you got the shit brown on the wavy side. So there you go. I do like Barf Orange that's a good one. I wonder if we're ever gonna land on Jeremy. That'll be really fun if we do. Anyway, I will actually we'll decide save this. Edit. This should just be in my bookmarks bar. Why is this in all bookmarks? Yeah. Why is the name so long by default? Just make it like not even a name. Just make it the icon. I'll know what it is. Anyway. So that's the wavy shit brown for today. Oh guys, you know what I could do? Wait, what was it? Codable? Dude, anyone want to do Codable Hour of Code? Play without saving. Guys, I don't know about you, but I, I'm not gonna play Codable. I don't know. Well, I mean, I actually have other things I could start doing for the game. Like where's my drive here? Um, in my I don't know. I don't think I've written too much down for the game dev crafting ideas. You can see this is kind of some stuff that I have about the game. This is me kind of writing down some ideas for weapon types. Bruce is here with the smigma. That's crazy. Man's smigging the muzz out here. Um, I think what I can work on right now is actually hiding weapons. So let's see how that works. So you might know that right now, whenever you have a weapon out, you can just always see it. And that's not actually something I want really. I want it so that the weapon hides away whenever you stop holding it. Now, I don't know, maybe do I want to keep them? I've been thinking about it, right? Like, do I want to have the weapons permanently visible like this, or do I want it so that they like disappear after a bit so you don't permanently see your weapon? I I mean, it's not that much work to hide the weapons. I don't think. To like make them fade away after a bit of not using them. It's really not that much work on my end to do, but it's really a debate of like, should it you be able to always see them? Smigma and end Protestantism. This is for real. All my homies believe in Pastafarianism. We're all Pastafarian out here. If you're not Pastafarian, you're not allowed in my house. I'm just saying. I can't equip the Among Us. I did actually make it so you can't put things where you're not supposed to. So if I go to the I go to this crafter guy over here, right? I cannot put swords in here, and I can only take things out of this one. So right, so if I put like these materials in here, I'm trying to left click, I can't put them over there. And once I take this, I cannot put it back, or I can't put it in any of those. So L. I could start work on maybe the saw blade, or um maybe the dagger, but the dagger is something that I was kind of not feeling. I kind of wrote down these weapon ideas, and that's not the right window. I wrote down these weapon ideas, kind of just on a whim while I was at school, and I mean, the sword I like, the bow I like, the spear I like, and the crossbow I like, and the saw blade I like. But the dagger I do not like. I had an idea for it, which is basically like a short range weapon that does high, like middling damage, but you don't get slowed down when you're using it. And I think that's kind of interesting, but also I think that's basically what the sword is. I mean, the sword you do get slowed down when you're using it, but you have a pretty short range. Well, I think that's attacking fast because it's using the fast attacking one. Like the sword, you have a pretty short range when you're using it, right? I mean, that is when compared to other things like the bow, which has a really long range, or the spear, which has a pretty decent range for a melee weapon. You know, you can reach all the way out there. It's actually pretty good. The sword, on the other hand, is just actually is a quite small range. I don't think making one that's even smaller would be that great of an idea. So I'm actually not gonna do the daggers probably. So I wanted to think of some other kind of idea for a different weapon, even if it's called dagger. I don't want it to be a dagger though. So that one I probably won't do. So I need a sixth weapon idea because five is just. I mean, I could do 5 weapons, but do I want to do 5 weapons? Hmm. I don't really know. Like, how well does a circle look in this editor? Or do I have to make my own? I mean, I could just do it. I just want to see how well they do it, because Piskel does circles strangely, but it's better than Krita. So I could make like a saw blade, you know, kind of like this. So this gives you like your basic saw blade outline, and then I could just keep going. I can do further rings, you know. I can keep going inwards, and then a ring. There you go. That's not what a saw blade looks like at all. But I mean, like you can see. I like that you can just kind of yoink this one to there, and it gives you another circle. Um, so I could make like a ring kind of thing, like a saw blade, you know, where you have like the blades coming out like this, fucking like that, you know. I might make the saw a bit smaller so I have more room for the other things. So I might go like 2 in, you know, 1, 2, and like this. But then I'd have to modify this circle so it looks less shit. Because I mean, although their circle tool is all right, I don't like it that much. But this is just kind of like a a prototype idea for what it would kind of look like in terms of size. But the saw blade I'm not that worried about in terms of how it looks. What I'm really interested is, what do I do for a 6th weapon? Because I do want to have a 6th weapon. I think it'd be sick. Because I like, basically the more weapons there are, the more ways you can kind of play the game, and the more I guess the more you can express yourself when you're making it. Because I mean, originally when I first thought of the game idea, I was really only thinking of having the sword and the bow. You know, sword for short range, bow for long range. But then I was like, do RPG or grenade. That's a good one, yeah. Tome? I was thinking of magic, you know, like a wand kind of thing, but then I was like, well, how would that actually work in practice? And I wasn't sure. Like, would it just be like one spell kind of thing, or would it be like you can switch between them? In which case, wouldn't that make it something entirely different? I don't know. Um, yeah, like a spell tome. Yeah, like Gore's tome, for real. It starts spawning those gold nuggets everywhere whenever you use it. Gore's tome is L. I don't know if I believe that. Gore's tome is a W. Personally. I could make it so you literally hit people with a book, and because a book is a tome, I could just make it so you hit people with a book instead of. It's not like a spell tome or anything. Or actually, no, it is a spell tome. It's a magical spell tome that you're just using to bonk people with. That could be pretty funny. Um, I actually was thinking of having explosive weapons as like a thing you could do. Like you make weapons explode when you hit something. And that was just like a general thing that I was thinking of applying to most weapons. So you could make the like maybe like bows explode or the arrows explode when they hit to something. Hit to something. I don't know. Just an idea, you know. It's one of the things I was thinking of doing. I don't know if I want to, but it's an idea that I've had. But I want to have like another weapon that's kind of unique in how it attacks, because the sword and the spear are pretty similar. The bow and the crossbow are pretty similar. The saw blade is more unique in that way, but it also is something that actually makes sense and can be fighting gloves slash brass knuckles. Well, Source, that's the same problem as the dagger. It just looks different. I was actually originally gonna call them gauntlets. That's a bit of lore for you right there in the brain of me. I had the evolution of ideas was gloves, then gauntlets, then daggers, right? Because I was like, well, gauntlets would be hard to make in like pixel art to make them look pretty good, you know? So I was like, what's something that I can make look good in pixel art while also conveying the idea of short range damage? Oh, I know, a dagger. But the thing is that I don't think short range really works that well in at least this. Maybe it does, but I think I don't want to have anything shorter range than the sword. Um, or I could have something that's like the same, but it does something different. I don't fucking know. Um, how do I don't know like a good method for thinking of another way. Unless there's like something else I could do. I Okay, maybe you just had an idea. Floating swords, but that seems more. But like, how is that? It would be hard to draw them differently than just a normal sword. Is the thing. Those. What am I like? What is the thing I'm thinking of? I know what I'm thinking of. It's like a sword that's kind of going around you, but you're able to like guide with your mouse. I don't know what I'm thinking of exactly, but kind of like you possess a sword, but that doesn't seem accurate. Doesn't seem right. So how could I do it then? Hmm. A problem. This is just thinking time now. Thinking of new weapons to make, or I could just work on trying to make like a saw blade or something. But who cares about those? Spinning a saw blade becomes to a stop and eventually fades away. You throw it out there, hits some enemies, fucks their shit up, and then fucks off. I don't know. Hmm. I don't want to make weapons that are just kind of variants of ones that already exist, you know? Like the dagger, I mean, also along with being something that is just kind of like too short range, I think it basically just boils down to a variant of a sword, you know? Where instead of, I guess you could say that a bow is a variant of a crossbow, but I think they actually work quite differently in how they are practically used. A crossbow is in this game at least a more automatic, faster shooting ranged weapon, whereas a bow is something you need to manually like charge up and choose when you use the powerful attacks on it, right? I think they in practice are used quite differently from each other, right? But what I think is that a dagger and a sword would be used practically the same. There isn't really much of a difference between the two and how they'd be used, and that's not something I really like about the dagger, and that's why it's not in there. Or rather, it's something that exists in the code, just like a placeholder for it, but um, I want to change it because I don't like it. And a lot of these ideas are interesting, but they also don't mesh that well. And what I mean is sorry to say, but Gore's tome of spells would just feel really strange. Namely, how would the spells work, and would there be more than one that you could use? I don't know. What I don't want the game to become though is to have like the sword, the bow, the spear, the crossbow, and then like the spell book, which is just like way more versatile than everything else. Like if you have one item, like one thing, that's so much better than everything else, why would you use the others? Like if you have a spell book, that you can make that does like fireballs and it can teleport you and it can do a bunch of other spells and whatever. I don't know, but those spells are probably a bit OP. But like, if you can do a bunch of different spells with them, why even bother using the other types of weapons? So I would then have to somehow like balance the spell book in some way so that it isn't broken like that. But then that just kind of removes the fun of it. So I don't want to do that. And that's mainly the reason behind why I'm not thinking of doing the tome, at least for this. I want to do like a spell crafting game. That's one of the main things actually in my game ideas of things that I want to do, but I haven't found the right way to do it yet. This way works for like weapons like bows, swords, crossbows, whatever, but it does not work. It does not really work with spells. I don't know how materials. The materials you make a spell book out of would really affect a spell that you cast. I mean, I can always make like things, but like if you have like a chain lightning ability, right? Does like making the book out of gold make it like you so you can cast it faster? I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. So I want to think of some other way. Okay, well actually, you know what? I can probably look up like ideas of weapons, you know. Medieval weapons. Weapon stuff. I don't even know how to spell medieval. Anyway, medieval weapons, right? So what kind of weapons do we got? I mean, we got swords and daggers. We've got um, what the fuck is that? Is that I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Um, crossbow, maybe an axe, but that's basically just a sword, but looking different again. Um, unless I have like a throwing axe, but then how would that differ from a bow or a crossbow or a bow? How would having something that you throw like that be different? I mean, the saw blade has its own unique functionality of being like something that spins in place and deals constant damage instead of only doing one tick of damage as it passes through something. So interesting. How do I do? I mean, a flail could be interesting. I'm not exactly sure how I'd draw it, but assuming I had a flail, you know, like a ball and a chain, um, what would I do with that? How'd that work? How would that be any different? I want to think of weapons that are unique in how they work. A boomerang could be funny. A boomerang could be funny. Uh yeah, that one actually is an interesting idea. I'll write that down. Boomerang. Just because it's funny. Shuriken could also be interesting. In that it wouldn't pierce, like it's like a really high speed firing attack, but it does not pierce through enemies, you know? That could be one. Uh, so you could say that like Shuriken is better single target damage because you can do a bunch of range damage on one enemy, but it's not that good for crowd control because it doesn't really have the ability to spread that damage around. So I could do Shuriken um fast medium damage, but no damage pierce, you know? Also short range. Which is to say that like the shurikens like don't go that far. I mean maybe they go like far, but not as far as like the bows do. So that could be an interesting one. Shurikens are definitely something that could be done. Um seeing a lot of flails, seeing a lot of maces, seeing a lot of axes and swords. Um bows, shields are something that could be interesting, but I don't know in practice how that'd work exactly. Like I mean I could let you make a shield, but what would it do though? Oh shit. Oh. Ooh. I gotta think about that one. I gotta think about that one. Shields that you can't switch to, but modify other weapon. Right? So basically they take up one of your weapon slots, like a shield would. I'd also have to make it so you cannot double equip shields. But I just had an idea for a shield, which is what if instead of having, so you know how I was thinking of having so you can equip two weapons, right? What if you could make it so that one of the weapons was actually a shield, and that shield, instead of being its own weapon that you equip, is just permanently on, so you permanently have both weapons equipped, and the shield just modifies your other one, you know? That could be something, maybe. Just a thought. That could be interesting. I think that would be kind of OP, to be honest. Being able to apply even more effects onto one weapon just gives it so much effect stacking. Um, and I think that I don't think I would do that just because it kind of nullifies having a second weapon. Because I think getting more materials on one weapon is better than having two separate weapons. Um, at least from what I can think of, especially for like late game materials where it's really when they start getting pretty powerful and stuff like that. Like I think having the ability to double your amount of materials would be way more OP than having anything else I could think of, unless materials were only like one more material that you could add, in which case it'd be kind of meh. But you know, I mean, what other kind of fucking things are there? I mean, things for fucking. Obviously, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, slingshot. That's just another type of ranged weapon with extra steps. There's a list of them. Is there something I could? No, I already kind of have knockback stuff as like a property of weapons, so not really a point in having one and a weapon dedicated to knockback. Now is there? I could do a weapon probably. Why does this make separate? No, there's not. I would not separate. I would not make a distinction between bow types. I don't think there would be a need. This is a nice pixel art of a longsword. Is that for Minecraft? Looks like it. Um, which makes sense. I mean, yeah, why not? I could have like a great sword, you know, kind of like a maybe a joke. I mean, just like a really big sword for when one sword wasn't enough. Um, but it had so it's like extremely high damage, but extremely slow attack speed. I mean, that seems kind of meh though, and not much distinction between that and the um, spear, which you know whatever. So yet again, we come to an impasse where I'm not exactly sure because there are so many possible weapon types, but nothing's really sticking out to me here. I could add like more or like weapons from other types of eras, you know? Um, like I could try adding more modern or like I could have like flintlock pistols or something. Like I could have stuff with gunpowder. Um, but those I don't see exactly how they differ that much from a ranged weapon, or from the other ones at least, or how they'd functionally be different to how you use them. Like if I added like a musket or something, that's like a very slow. I mean, it's like a slow but high powered shot, and then I have like a flintlock pistol, which is maybe faster shooting, but um like fucking like a single target damage or whatever. Like what those are just the bow and shuriken again, right? I mean of course they are distinct in how they'd fire. Like they'd probably be like maybe hit scan, like instantaneous in a column instead of like being a projectile that you throw. But other than that, they're basically the exact same, and it's not something I want to develop or I want to put time into. So how's that's a different like we come into that problem then again. Or are there unique methods I can use for attacking things? Medieval swords and futuristic laser weapons. What a combo. What a combo. Um, having a rapier. Eh, a rapier could be interesting. A rapier, you know. But, like, a rapier could be an interesting weapon to put on there. But it'd be like a stab instead of a slash, but then it's just like the spear again, you know? I mean, it could be like a spear, but it's very focused on only front damage because the sword is a big sweeping area, but maybe the rapier is like a small pinprick area. But this kind of boring, you know. There's not that much distinction between a rapier and a sword in practice. When you're using it like that. Just looking through other images of things. What is like other? What is this? Bunch of Lego weapons. Hmm. Are there other things I could do? Uh oh. I could make a potion that you could drink. Ooh, like a chalice. Oh, that could be something. I've had a thought. I'm not sure how much I want to do it. Lean potion. All right, lean potion gives you temporary buffs for a short or for on a long cooldown. Materials affect the buffs, their length, cooldown, etc. Okay. That one could be interesting. I kind of like lean potion as a possible weapon type. Um, so currently, I think the ones that are most likely to be added are these three. Shields, seem a bit too OP, based on my current idea of what they would be. So I need to rethink how shields would work, but a shield is definitely an option. It's not off the table or anything. It's still definitely an option. It's just something that I don't know how I would balance exactly or what exactly it would do rather. But shields are definitely something to consider. A lean potion is definitely something that could be interesting to have. We need to make a potion just titled alcohol, but if you drink it too much, it gives you alcoholism, and if you have alcoholism, you can only go so long without drinking alcohol, or else you start taking damage. That's called addiction. Um, I'm not sure how I can possibly add a potion titled alcohol when the players would name their own stuff, but you know, good for you with that one. I could definitely attempt to make alcoholism like a debuff, you know. That could be something. Like Salmonella? Okay. Guess he's here now. Who did this? Nina. Potion withdrawals. I mean, I could do some kind of versus saying ligma. I could do some kind of thing where there's a possible like you could modify the potions with some of the materials to make it so they give you even like big buffs, you know, that's very good. But at the same time it also gives you a debuff where it's like you need to keep using it. You need to keep using it or else you're gonna die. Um but the thing is there isn't really that isn't really much of a downside if you just need to keep doing it, because it's giving you the buffs anyway. So I feel like it would have to be something along the lines of like not just taking damage. Spinal tonic, pretty much, yeah. Um, the thing is, spinal tonic in Risk of Rain 2 is like a really OP item. If you could just get like isn't it four of the Gesture of the Drowned? It's basically the because it automatically activates fast enough to just always be up. You never have a downside for it, and you just always get the extremely good buff from it. And that could be a problem with the alcoholism one. So I think it would be it would have to be something where you're never allowed to have permanent uptime of the potion. And it just seems like it'd be kind of more annoying to use and do that if you need to constantly keep doing it. So I don't think exactly. I'll keep it as you said, but a debuff is definitely something that could be going along with potions, like a withdrawal after you use it. I don't think it'd be something that you need to use it again to get rid of, but we'll see. Or at the very least, I don't think it's something that would stay around permanently. I think it would go away after a while, because you can recover from withdrawals. Withdrawals are not permanent. But what else? I mean, I think this is an alright selection of weapons. I could just start doing shurikens right now. I don't have like any idea of how they'd be colored differently. Want to kill Harold Hadrada? Um, I really like the idea of your character going through drug withdrawal in the middle of a dungeon. Um, that could be interesting, but it doesn't seem that fun to do. Um, I can't. I just. I'm trying to think of how that would make the fun. You know, because everything I should add to the game is something that should provide either a unique experience or something that should give you fun in some way, some joy, happiness, fun, whatever the case. That is the general goal with this. I mean, I can include other themes into it, but generally speaking, the goal of the game is to enjoy yourself, have fun, whatever, play the goddamn game. And I just don't see how having drug withdrawals would be fun to play. And because like it seems like you're getting punished for playing the game, which I don't want to do. Um, so would there be a way to do it, but you're not constantly, being punished for it? What could be interesting is if you use a potion, you get like schizophrenic. Um, the only thing is I'm not sure exactly how I would do that, but I think being crazy could be fun. Not taking damage and then you die, you know. I don't think taking damage is fun. Like that you like the only way to get rid of the damage is just to just use the potion again. That's kind of boring. Well, what if there was a debuff for the potion that every time you used it, you get slightly more crazy? It's like a thing in the background of the game, and basically like it starts spawning like you start seeing things that aren't actually there. Like you can have enemies spawn in that actually aren't there for anyone else, and you can't damage them, and they don't damage you, but you think they're there. Or maybe you can damage them, but no one else can see them, you know? Or maybe it's like something along like you start seeing things. I just think um being going through a drug withdrawal, that's not fun. Being crazy, now that right there is fun. So I think that could definitely be something. Um I think this is an alright selection of weapons for the game to going forward. I might see if I can do the shuriken, but I'm not sure how I would draw them so that they can be split into three materials. Most of the things I've been using are easily splittable, but if I go to like this, for example, let's just draw a really quick example of a shuriken. Is there not a clear button? Okay, I'll just add a new frame in to get rid of these. Anyway, so like if we just say this is like a fucking this is a great drawing. Let me undo this. So if we have like a star, we don't it doesn't matter that this looks like ass, I'm just showing this for proof of concept, right? So if you have your general shuriken shape, where does the divide between the three materials come from? Or is it something along the lines of where I have like three shurikens in the same image, Like maybe instead of this, we have it so that you have like one shuriken up here, and then you have like another shuriken back here, and then you have like another that is not how shuriken, and then you have another shuriken right here or something. Right? So you have like three shurikens. I'd probably move these a bit closer. I think I have to hold shift. Uh, shit. Move this down. Move this down. Anyway, so like, would it be something like this kind of thing where these shurikens are kind of like clumped together, but it's not, but like then each one would be its own material kind of thing? This is of course not what they would actually look like. This is just a proof of concept for the general idea of how they would feel. So I could make like this one. Mm-hmm. You know, so you could have each one like this. That could be how I do it. Or I could make it, I mean, actually, that kind of brings up a slight problem with something I was thinking of earlier, which is that the material you make the crossbow and bow out of doesn't affect the arrows you shoot. They always look the same. I think that's fine for those ones, but if I'm literally recoloring the shurikens like this, then it'd be kind of weird if you shot the same color one. Animation on the top is going insane. Yeah, because it's going at 12 FPS and it's trying to blink between the circle and this one, but if I go to full, it's probably more obvious, right? Because it's going between it's going between this frame and this frame at 12 FPS. Uh, but I can just stop it, you know? Also, Jack, did you see what we rolled? I hope you did with the wavy brown. We got the wavy shit brown. That was today. I don't know if you were here for when we rolled it. Um, so yeah, this is just kind of like an idea of maybe what it could look like. Just like yeah, shit brown. That's what it was. That's what we rolled. Up on the wheel. You know, when you go to the wheel, right there, shit brown. That's what we got. Me. Why are you saying me? What about me? You just said you. Like the show on Netflix. We talking about the show on Netflix here called You? We'll see. No, god damn it. Alright, did it delete the message? Censored me. Dude, just DM me on Discord then. Is it? I probably censored it because of the shit word. Doesn't like that word. If you tried to send the shit message. Well, we'll see what it is in a few years, you know. E. Jekyll and E. Hyde. Ooh, I got a message. Balls. You rolled in shit? What do you mean I rolled in shit? I rolled the shit color. If that's what you're talking about. I can confirm I rolled shit. Guilty as charged. You know? I don't really know what you're asking here if I rolled in shit. Was there some ulterior motive behind that message in some way? I don't know. That's a crime. What is? Rolling in shit? I don't think it is. I don't see what part of it would be a crime. Here in Merpa Mipa, we all have freedom of speech. We can do what we want. This just looks like noise now. Except for when it comes to a timeout for 1 week. I can't even see that it's on here. I think I need to go to this. Where do you see the timeout length? I don't even know. Mod view. You have been muted for 1 week on my server, my guy. Links 71. Media 27. Mod permissions 2. You can view the channels and read message history of something. I don't know. I don't know why you asked for that role still, but you know. Timed out. Oh, you can see the things I've done. So added the some scammer better will try to scam you. That one. Set timeout, pinned a message, um, added the blue wave cultist, and then timed you out. Wow. What does that button do? I don't know. It's not kicking. I don't know what remove does. Uh, what does Discord remove button do in mod view? Huh. How horrifying are the contents? Dude, the contents of my mod-only channels are crazy. I mean, have you seen this shit? Anime crossbow or bow slash crossbow with shrink stretch coom. This is me thinking about how I would do it. With the camera. Finish clearing out the then reattempt latest install if that fails 17.8.5. Sources question mark. Potential rune Krifser rewrite. There are so many. Are you talking about my notes? Are you talking about my notes? Okay, wait. I think we're going too far. What's like the first time I used this channel for notes? Fucking shitter asser fucker room generator. It's for the room generator. Oh wait. There's a bit here. Banana create a dictionary called game keys. No way, dude. This is me talking about the keybinds. There's not so many channels. I mean, there's the archive of channels, which are the channels that I deleted, but I don't want people to see, but I still have. And then there's the wait a minute channels, which are only for mod views, which don't really have anything in them other than this. You know what we still have? You know what we still have in here? Funny video images. I have these because I thought it was funny. Giant carrot. Where's the speedrunning? Secret speedrun from the RPG. The fireplace, the obelisk, obliterating yourself at the obelisk, mysterious portal, the command room, the fucking on top of my thing, on top of your thing. I think that was yours. On the whole, what the hell happened here? There's a lot, yeah. Rip Norman L. Secret tunnel. Not an escape route. Yeah, you're not allowed to escape. It's not a thing. Vibe in the corner by the armor shop. I don't know, source said this would be a funny joke. Climb through the trees maze. Parkour. Escape, some other stuff, some really hard smoke. There was a lot. I really like the Griffos. That one was good. That was a good one. This isn't a secret. I was just sending it here because I was proud of that one. The torch secret. If I didn't remember what that one's called, because I do. Anyway, so yeah, there's quite a few notes in this channel here. Each room. Okay, this is actually crazy. This is some of my original notes on the on how I could do room generation, right? Well, wall solution, rupture, smart tile plus fake lit walls plus 4-direction balling, also pixelate shadow effect. What the fuck am I even talking about? If there is no inbuilt pixel, you can do x16 floor, then divide by 16 the UV coordinates, I think. Make game intro begin with long time before. Wizard Master created the tower using the 4 wizard weapons. Sprite over time. Oh, this is talking about Shadow Wizard Money Gang game. I don't think, yeah, this is like this, yeah, so apparently I started using this for notes around Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Unless I was using general too, because I have put shit in here as well, although not much. No, like nothing in general too. I should probably delete that chat, honestly. Um, Title screen checklist, video editing style time ling for hesitancy to editor. Um, int parse some stuff in the operator or in the repeater. String replace all for the text. Replace a with comma and val. Start phrase. Yeah, you see. Fix notes on Royal Road Scraper. Also optimize code to have an isolate data method. Code for making some smooth mouse follow. Lerp a percent between the mouse pause and the anchor pause. Smooth move towards point. That thing. Cards should store location. Change turf. So this is now we're into what is it? Umbra. Yes, I remember names. Editing Norts. Parents from Roar 2 at 10 minutes. This is just me talking about the fucking video. Sign X pause of cards for the wave effect, which I did. Do things with checking new target each fixed update, and also start target card in very okay. Make construct ROM itself from list when dead. Idiot, make my come not crash by removing the cannon placer demo code. It's trying to end the turn twice and is causing an infinite loop. Check and changes also give in about all images, about wall images. Don't even know what that's talking about. To do on increment and decrement, do an if state. What the fuck? Do an if statement for if the game is sexy, then check if the if value is classic deck and skip it. Make things start at 1. Also prevent from removing the last custom deck to avoid array bounds overstepping. Also create custom hover checker because Unity won't let me. Or make them buttons, I don't know. Make card border not scale by making it its own layer. Dupe card and remove all unnecessary parts for exact copy. Disable old base renderer. Note to self. Divide by 750 and also make cards extend down with alt rectum. Make things skip classic. Story fragment thing about that. This is just me thinking of something. This is me like ideas for a story, which is like, it's kind of meh. Create optional speed mode for password manager when I don't want to encrypt anything, which I actually do have. But you need to run. Oh no, okay, never mind. I don't have that. Change that one from some stuff. Holy fucking shit! Wait, I can make the story kind of like Shadows. I was just talking about that one. So baller, I sent that in there. Add a thing where AI skip redraw random card. Core RB should scale and soar based on health. Lol. For theorized Giga Chad level difficulty, maybe. That's just kind of cheating. Make this settings menu not go to main title screen. Min unique card count to 5. Email teacher history dialogue. That's just school notes. Solution to the Gimbal lock problem. That's just me being mad at Gimbal lock. Client seems to get +5 energy locally from somewhere. Prob start game. Also heaviest broken to fuck. Make Rand's pass and a seated starting card input. You can see I've been using this for a while. What even are some of these? Oh, these are just pictures of Dylan from the Dylan video. And then, there's a bunch of stuff. Anime Bro crossover with that one as the most recent from today. A bit ago. Like an hour and a half ago. So yeah, that's some of my notes. I can speak. So I'm just gonna check in those changes real quick, and there you go. That's basically today. I mean, I could start drawing the shuriken. I don't know if I want to start drawing the shuriken today. 12 damage on the sword. I can just go bonk, dink, donk, pink, doink, bonk, schlink, bonky, donk, doink, boink, doink, boink. Boinku. Crossbow is crazy. I am really happy with how the arrows turned out, I'm not gonna lie. I just think they are really nice. Not to brag or anything, but I think they're really good. I wondered if I can get the the legendary double damage to happen again. I doubt it, but I at one point in my time managed to get the arrows to get one arrow to do 2 damage indicators. It shouldn't be able to do that, but it can sometimes if it tries hard enough. Die. I'm just missing because there's a 15-degree spread. You know, like if I just hold my mouse steady, you can see the arrows are kind of going in random directions because there's spread. Doink, 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 doink. Ever. Just hitting this ball around. I mean, it has like essentially infinite health, so I'm never gonna be able to kill it. But you know, it's definitely not worth shooting here. You go way slower. I don't even know where I am relative to the rest of the game scene. Up. Got it. So just need to go this way, basically. There you go. So what if I want to make something? Or what if I want to make a thing? Or what if I want to make... Bow with middle is interesting. Or I can do the other one, which is CXV. B. Whoa. Anyway. I'm probably gonna go for today. I mean, we did an alright amount. Decent bit of coding. Oh yeah, this guy counts as an obstacle, so when the arrows get destroyed when they hit him. I gotta fix the particle effects because right now, the arrows just disappear, and you can see the trails. They kind of fuck off, which is to say that like, what is this? I mean. I think you can kind of see it, which is that the trails don't actually go to the wall. And I don't know the best way of fixing that. I mean, what I could do actually, I don't know if this is considered a cheaty fix or what have you, but if I go to the entity arrow and I move the trail particle system thing, right, and I just move it to right there. Is this rendering on top or behind? On top. So I want to do minus, or I need to make this just go like +1 or something. Order and layer 1. Right, so these are just, so the arrow's just rendered on top of the thing. I don't know if this is considered cheating. I mean, it looks about the same, but now they actually go to the wall. Then again, the reason why that looks, I mean, you can kind of definitely see that that they're like that. Sorry, let me just keep shooting and then yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the gray around the arrow. I mean, like if I just keep, yeah, there's definitely gray around that arrow, but oh, I somehow have that. All right. But now when they hit the walls, at least they don't have that anymore. They actually look correct slightly. I mean, they sometimes are not exactly against the wall, but it looks good. It looks better because they're for the most part not just deleting themselves far away from the wall. So there you go. And that's a quick and easy way of making the arrow better. Now you can see what it's like though, because the arrows are rendering on top of this guy. So you can see yeah, it's because the trail is actually on above. Order in layer 2, and this one should be order in layer 1. Oh wait, no. Order in layer -1. There you go. So it's just slightly below everything. So that'll mean it should no longer appear on top of this guy. Correct, yeah. Anyway. So the arrows are still Gucci ganging up in here. Low gangsters. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna probably end this for today just because I got other stuff I need to do. So yeah, see you guys later. Be it in the past, present, or future. PP.